everyone. Good morning. Oh, come on. Are we live? Because it's not showing up.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's time for Today in Yuma with Jennifer Blackwell and Teresa Straw. You can listen to Today in Yuma weekdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on C93 and Outlaw Country. Opinions expressed herein are not necessarily those of station management. Feel free to give Jennifer and Teresa a call at 782-4321.
Hi, Dad.
Now,
Hi, Ace.
Today in Yuma.
I have it plugged in because I usually sit here for so long. Stay. Stay. It's not going to. Believe me.
Put my glasses case in front of it. That might block it.
Yeah. Gracias. All right, are we ready?
Yep. Welcome to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer Blackwell.
And I'm Teresa Straub.
We are here live, as we are each weekday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. on Z93 and Outlaw Country Radio. We simulcast the show. You can also stream us online at monstermediayuma.com and watch us on Facebook Live.
Yes, you can watch us on Facebook Live, courtesy of FTS Automotive, and we encourage you to do so if you do not. It's just a way to see what goes on behind the scenes when Z93, Outlaw Country, and MonsterMediaYuma.com all go to commercial break. Jennifer and I stay live for the entire hour, and sometimes you get a little sneak peek to giveaways and behind-the-scenes conversation, depending on a guest, can be pretty interesting.
Clean but interesting.
Clean but
We keep
interesting.
it clean. Anytime the guests come in, oh yes, you're on Facebook Live, just in case.
Yes, just in
And
case.
it's a reminder for us too. Now, again, FTS Automotive, they're the great folks that bring us our Facebook Live, and they are doing their weekly lunch tomorrow. You can stop by their location at 1845 Arizona Avenue. That's FTS Automotive. And tomorrow they are doing ribs and 2 sides with a dessert.
Ooh, that sounds good. And it's limited, right?
They do 50 meals, and it's by donation, and the proceeds all go to Crossroads Mission and their various programs. But again, it takes place from 11 to 1 tomorrow, get there early, or if you have a business and you might want to buy lunch for your staff, they can make arrangements to deliver too.
Nice.
But make it worth their while. So not just one, obviously they still want to feed one person, but there's gas.
Yes,
So
definitely.
that's just me talking. That's not anyone else talking. I'm just trying to think of practicality here.
Well, yeah, if you're going to be eating ribs in the office, you might want to have you might want to share, because I'm sure that wonderful aroma is going to linger for a while.
Wet naps are not provided, so you will need to make your own arrangements for those. But it is delicious, and again, this takes place each Friday, so we want to have you get down and enjoy some delicious food. Now,
Yeah.
Some other delicious food, you can have that for lunch.
Yes.
Then tomorrow, late afternoon, it's the 59th annual Yuma Rotary Club's Walt Cammon Sausage Fry.
Yummy. I'm
And
excited.
Jeff Cammon will be in on the show this morning talking about that because that's his grandpa, the namesake. And then we have Julia Hook coming in a little bit later. She has a book signing coming up.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that. And then Charlie McMurdy with Rural Metro Fire Station, she will be here to talk about space heaters and Christmas trees. We've been, throwing little tidbits out there, but these are the professionals. They have seen things we hope to never see.
Exactly.
And they will share some of that information with our listening audience.
Sounds good.
All right, and we have giveaways.
We have lots of giveaways.
Oh,
I
do we have
see there.
giveaways? This is keeping me so busy. Okay, now we're going to start right off the bat. Text the keyword WIN. We still have more of those Stevie Nicks illusion tribute to Fleetwood Mac.
Hey, you did that without looking.
I was trying to do it without cheating that time. Text the keyword WIN and you will get a bounce back that lets you know that you were correctly entered. For these, you do have to be at least 21 because it's at Cocopah Casino in the River Room, and we will be drawing those winners today. I'm going to say
Today's going to be weird.
Today's
Like
weird.
2.
We need you to have those entries in by 2 o'clock today.
Okay.
Because we are leaving to our staff. We are going to be judging the alumni chili cook-off at Arizona Western College.
Yes, so if you have prizes to pick up, wait till after, I'd say 2 o'clock at least.
Just to be safe. But we
Just
will,
to be safe.
Because shortly after the show, we're going to hit the road to get out there, and we'll be busy grubbing, obviously.
I am not complaining one bit about that.
All right, so entries in for those Stevie Nicks tribute tickets by 2 o'clock today. Text the keyword WIN, and you can text as often as you like. A reminder again,
Text responsibly.
Text responsibly. That should be a given.
Yes.
But please don't. I know it's super cute and you want to add hearts because you love me or smiley faces. But when you do that, the computer sees those as additional letter characters and you will not get the bounce back.
Exactly.
So you can text win, get your bounce back, and then send a bunch of hearts or smiley faces or cute cats, whatever you want.
After that.
Yeah.
But get your bounce back.
We will feel the love. And again, Jeff Cannon's coming up, and we're going to have some ticket giveaways for that.
Ooh, I'm excited. You know, that's an event that I think everybody looks forward to every year. Me personally, I look forward to it because we don't really eat Waltham and sausage throughout the year. You get it at fair, and you get it, at the annual fry. So it's one of those things you look forward to.
Like the fair cinnamon roll.
Yeah, I like them, but like I said, I'm not going to wait hours in line for that cinnamon roll.
Again, if someone is doing anything and they're making large, giant cinnamon rolls.
and I'm plain. I just like it with the icing, and that's it.
I like icing and nuts,
on the side,
but I also can do without icing. It depends on the style. Some of the icing is just way too sweet.
Way too sweet, yeah.
My mom didn't do them with icing. She would do nuts and raisins. So that's how I grew up liking them. But my husband likes raisins and Raisin Bran, but he doesn't like raisins. And my son cannot stand raisins at all.
That's odd.
So I have to make specialty batches of things if I want raisins, and then the way that they like it.
I'm plain Jane. I'll eat it with the extras in there, but I just like it with simple, regular cinnamon roll with icing on it.
There was one at a local retailer, and I think it was 2 giant cinnamon rolls stacked, and they were iced. But I kid you not, they were the size of a cow patty. They were big.
Gosh.
Okay, the size of your head.
I was going to say,
I don't want to associate cow
patties and cinnamon rolls together. Those are two that I don't want to associate.
What it reminded me of.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to our Facebook Live viewers. We have Sandra. She says, hi, Jennifer and Teresa.
Hi.
JD, my bestie. She says, good morning, beautiful ladies. Wanda, she says, good morning, ladies. So good morning to all of you.
Is that our Sandra from Advocate Pest and Wildlife?
It sure is.
All right, she's back in town. We need to talk pigeons, lady.
Jen needs help.
Unless I can put Santa hats on them, those buggers need to go.
I'm surprised they've lasted this long.
Well,
they've been there for a couple of years, haven't they?
Well, because other people will then chase them off from their house. Maybe we're too friendly. I don't know. They're not named, but because
I'm sure Sandra can help you.
That's one of the services that they offer. Oh, goodness. All right, well, today is November 30th. I can't believe December starts tomorrow.
Yes, I'm kind of freaked out.
No pressure.
No pressure.
25 days to Christmas.
I was reading an article there saying it's hazardous to your health to start Christmas music early because it starts putting the pressure on you that Christmas is right around the corner and people start stressing out about gifts and about family and cooking and all that stuff. And I personally don't believe that, but I am stressing out because it's December and Christmas is right around the corner.
This is like that same study that one week will say caffeine's bad for you, but next week say wine or coffee are good for you in these amounts. Because I heard another study that said retailers love playing the Christmas music early because it makes people want to spend more money.
Well, and I think it keeps them in a good mood. I've visited retailers in the past couple of weeks, even before Thanksgiving. I went into a local retailer, and the line there is always fairly long. And I know that going in, but I have to say, I found myself humming to myself or tapping my toe, while I'm waiting in line. And I can see where it puts people in a more pleasant mood. So I definitely am a fan of the Christmas music.
Well, if they have a large enough variety, too, if they're looping the same 10 and you had to work there.
I'm sure it drives, I worked in retail growing up, so yes, I feel you on that.
Definitely understand
well,
that.
and even working in radio, everybody knows I love the thunder, right?
Teresa hates that new Thunder song.
It's just, yeah.
I even had to, we played it the other night and I had to Snapchat it to her.
When I was homesick. I didn't have to hear it all day long, and I opened up my Snapchat because I get a snap from Jennifer, and it's my lovely song. I got to thank you for that.
Hey, you're very welcome.
Paybacks.
But we try and mix it up, too, as far as the holiday music goes, because there's a lot of the artists that have their own rendition of some of the classics.
Yeah.
And that way, yes, you might be hearing jingle bells once every...
Jingle berries.
Jingle berries. Once every 4 hours, but... You can mix it up a little bit.
I could not ignore that one.
Not to be confused with Jingleberries.
I was excited the other morning coming into work because you were playing, oh my gosh, it was
Backstreet Boys?
no NSYNC. I'm not a back. I'm all about New Kids and NSYNC. Those were my two boy bands growing up. And when I heard it, the people next to me were probably laughing at me because I turned it up and I was jamming because it took me back. It took me back to when I used to listen to all that stuff. So,
well, today is the 30th, and it's recognized as National Mason Jar Day. I guarantee you the mason jar companies are super excited because the last 3 years there's been that huge resurgence, especially with weddings. A lot of people want to go with more of a kind of a shabby chic country type theme with the burlap and the mason jars for either the table, your centerpieces, or the glasses that are used. And a lot of restaurants use them as glasses for your beverages.
They're used a lot now for decor. And I've actually seen a couple of really cool ones for the holiday season, putting the Christmas lights in there and things. So
neat ideas.
There's some really neat ideas.
Well, a couple of years ago, I was doing the brownie mix or cookie mix in a jar.
That's what my cousin does.
And now they sell them like that. I saw them at a retailer the other day. I'm thinking
it's probably a lot cheaper to do it yourself.
It is, I'm sure. And it's more personally, get that cute effect going on when you decorate it. Today is National Mississippi Day.
All right, you got some Mississippi facts for us?
Well, can you spell it without looking at paper?
M-I, cricket letter I, humpback I.
That's how I learned to spell it in school. Yes, so yes, I can spell it.
And I learned to spell it is the M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. My dad learned the humpback part, like Anita just said. But it's most people they use one Mississippi as a method of counting.
Yeah.
Yes.
To figure out distance and time separation there. But it's really interesting. The Mississippi River flows into the Gulf of Mexico along the western boundary of the state, and they derive their name from the Ojibwe. I don't know how to say this. It's Ojibwe word Mississippi, which means Great River.
I want to see that word.
Look at the very bottom line of text on there. Because I pretty much make an effort with most of the strange words to at least try and pronounce them.
Yeah, that one I would not have any idea. You have to show Facebook Live. Maybe they can say it for you.
Okay. Well, Ojibwe. Ojibwe?
Good job.
All right.
We'll say that's it.
Moving along. It's also National Mousse Day, and I clicked on the link for this one because I thought, is it hair mousse or chocolate mousse? And it was the chocolate mousse.
Oh, okay. We can get along with that one.
But I was also a fan of the mousse in high school, too.
I bet you were with that 80s hair you had.
I had some serious 80s hair. They measured it in geometry class. It was part of an assignment.
The front part, your bang part?
Yes.
How high was it?
8 inches.
Oh, my goodness. That took a lot of mousse, I'm sure.
Well, it was Aquanet. We were talking about...
I remember.
Well, it was before we had trash service. My parents lived in more of a rural type area, so we had the burn barrels. And be like, okay, we take the trash out. There aren't any aerosol cans, and there are there because we would burn them then haul stuff off, and...
It would explode.
Jennifer, is that Aquanet? I think Mom
was.
threw the can of pledge. It wasn't me. I never took responsibility for anything exploding. It was, again, a very rural area. Neighbors were very far apart.
Yes.
All right. It is National Meth Awareness Day, a very, very serious issue just gripping the entire nation. So that's just an opportunity to, share different things on social media. Just remind people of the tragic things associated with that. And it's Computer Security Day.
Okay.
One of the things we talk often anymore, look at all these breaches, whether it's the retailers or credit card companies, this
Uber.
and that.
Uber just had a breach.
Uber did?
Uber
Oh,
did,
I heard about that. Change your passwords on a regular basis, and they're making it more challenging anymore. You can't just do a 4 or 6 letter. It has to be uppercase and lowercase and alpha.
A symbol of some sort.
Yeah, it's got to be a symbol.
And there's a lot of platforms now that will prompt you to change it on a regular basis. Even if it is every couple of months, and I know that can be a hassle, but it's worth the protection. It really is.
I think for the ASU email, it was mandatory every 120 days. And just to make sure.
And it must be an iPhone thing because I don't have an iPhone, but my mom, she's I know she's probably listening. She's gonna shake her finger at me, but she's not very good with her passwords. Because she's not understanding that your Google password is not the same as your iTunes password, and your email passwords are different. So there's different. You literally have to have so many passwords. So I'll keep them for her in my notes because usually if there's an issue, she comes to me. Hey, can you fix this? Can you get into this for me? Or I can't remember this. And the other day, she had to update something on her iTunes, and I go, "Is it the same one?" She goes, "No." I go, "Why do you change them without telling me?" She goes, "Because it asked me to. It tells me to." And so I'm like, "Okay, well, what did you change it to?" "Well, I think it's this." And thankfully it worked, so I went and changed it in my notes. But it is. I get annoyed by it, but it is a safeguard.
It's there for a reason.
It is.
I do remember the concert ticket debacle.
Oh my goodness. I don't want to talk about that.
We're not going to rehash that.
No, but you know what? She did get her tickets. In the end, she got her tickets and she went to the concert, so we're good.
Well, this is one today. It's Stay Home Because You're Well Day. And I'm thinking that's just playing hooky.
Yeah.
So,
well, we're kind of playing
I was going to say, we get to go eat chili.
Yeah, we get to go eat chili today, and it's perfect weather for chili.
It's overcast. We're just going to kick back.
I think I'm going to keep my long sleeve on all day again.
You might need to.
I think so.
It might be just a little bit chilly.
Just a little bit.
And, as we get closer to the end of the year, some people have time to burn. Mm-hmm. So that's, I think, one of the ways, okay, this is a good day before it gets too close to the holidays. Yeah. And a lot of people are starting to stagger taking time off.
And, family things, and, you may have, some people do early Christmases because family comes from out of town and things like that. So it makes sense.
It does. Well, this is Today in Yuma on Z93 Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and Facebook Live, courtesy of FTS Automotive.
Speaking of Facebook Live, Jeff Cameron says he has the barbecue out front. Let's cook some sausage samples.
It's in our parking lot?
I'm down. Let's do it.
Or in the back of his truck?
I don't know. We're going to find out right now when we go to break.
We are going to take a break. We'll be back with Jeff Cameron talking about the 59th Annual Yuma Rotary Club Walt Cameron Sausage Fry tomorrow. The show is brought to you by Classic Accounting. Let them take the stress out of doing your business payroll taxes. They're locally owned and operated, and they have been since 1986. Schedule your business consultation today at 343-1040.
And Sprague Sports is home of Yuma's only indoor shooting range, and they're your hunting and shooting headquarters. I'm sure they're super busy right now with it being the hunting season. You can find them on 32nd Street next to Lowe's or at Spragues.com.
That's right. And quick refrigeration. Tomorrow is Free Filter Friday. Taking your old air filter to 190 West 10th Street, and they will graciously give you a free 1-inch standard air filter. That's quick refrigeration.
And Advocate Pest and Wildlife Services offers wildlife control like feral cat trapping, snake and skunk relocation, and pigeon extraction.
Yes. Dun, dun, dun.
Give them a call today at 928-343-9149 or message them on Facebook.
We will be back with Jeff Cameron after this on Today in Yuma.
What happened?
I'm like, did it freeze?
No, I still.
No,
Okay,
I'm still going.
I'll refresh. That's weird.
I was like, what happened?
It paused, but it. Oh.
What?
There, yeah. I see the. So it's the trailer that's actually set up as the.
Oh, is it back there?
He posted a picture.
Oh, did he? I can't see it.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? I backed in so nobody can take it out of the truck.
Smart.
Come on in.
There's more tickets to give away.
Awesome.
We like tickets.
All right. What?
I gave you a bunch of tickets before too, didn't I?
Yes, we've been
Yes.
doing giveaways.
Okay.
And they're a hot commodity.
Yes, they are. They are. Now, what if we were to do a text contest for people to win? What would the key word be?
Wouldn't it be sausage? How do you slip that in there and be?
Remember, you're on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
No, that's
Oh, yeah.
fine. But how many? Okay, does everyone know how to spell sausage?
We got to think of these things
Oh,
when we
'cause I'll
make
have to-
keywords.
You'll have to spell it
They have to
correctly.
spell it.
Yeah,
well.
you just text the keyword and then they get a bounce back that shows that they're entered.
Well, so if they misspell it, they're out.
What if we just use the letters WK,
WKSF. Yes.
Walt Cameron Sausage
That's been
Fry?
going around a lot.
Yes.
And I'm like,
WKSF.
this is a new acronym
Walt
that.
Cameron Sausage Fry.
Good idea.
Okay, what if they hear the F as an S?
Spell it.
Fry.
Walt Cameron
Okay.
Sausage
Fry.
Fry.
Could they screw that up?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they'll do 2 words and it has to be 1 word.
Oh,
Walt.
How about Walt?
Walt's good.
Walt's good.
I text the word waltz. What are you giving away? Dance lessons?
Yeah. Not Walt.
Have them. Carol says have them spell Cameron.
Well, I even had to double check and see if it was 2 N's this morning because I was drawing a blank.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wrote it down. It looked funny. So
I know.
rewrote
I
it.
do that
2
too.
M's and 2 N's, 2 A's, 1 K. I can't tell you how many times people start. Oh, I need to Cameron. Okay, CA. No.
Sorry. Try again.
And then I'll spell it from KA. Okay, CA. You're like, really?
What? Sometimes it takes a while for the brain to engage.
Walt. Go with that.
Not to be confused with Walt Disney.
So what are you guys on, like a 6-second delay here?
8.
8. Yeah, because I could hear you guys talking in there. I could hear it out there. That's for when I...
It's for people like you that like to slip up.
Yeah, slip up. I don't slip up.
No.
You better knock on some wood.
Fake wood.
Don't make me use
Fake
this
wood.
button. I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
use that button. I've only had to use it, I think, one time in the last 6 years at least. Yeah, I've only had to use it like once.
So when you hit the button, then you cuss out or say, "Why in that are you doing?"
No. We just keep on going and turn off your mic.
She was gone one day, and I bumped it with a notebook because I was taking show notes for something. So then it just ramped down real quick. And
It'll talk really
before
fast.
we go into it, it builds to it.
I know, she loves
what you would play like that.
delicious.
I laugh every time.
That's why I tell her to put a PSA so we really drive the point
Especially
home.
if it was like AP Network News. Okay, Walt is on.
All right, you ready?
Walt. Yep. Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
We are here live on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and on Facebook Live, courtesy of FTS Automotive. If you are driving by the station down here on Avenue B, you might notice a little something in our parking lot. It's something sizable, and Jeff Cameron is here to tell us what that is.
I have one of the grills, one of the 5 grills that I'll be using at the Walt Cam and Sausage Fry tomorrow, Friday, 4:30 day. Oh, nice! My ringer goes off.
That used to be my text tone for
I know.
How funny.
That's one of my food suppliers calling me to drop stuff off. So. This Friday, 4:30 to 8 o'clock at the Yuma Civic and Convention Center, we're having the Yuma Rotary Club's Walt Cam and Sausage Fry, and we use 5 of those great big trailer grills to cook literally a ton of sausage.
I was going to say, how much is it? Literally a ton?
Literally a ton. So like 8,000 sausage links we'll cook.
Wow.
Serve a little over 2,000, 2,500 people typically. Have a drive-through lane, so if you don't want to come inside,
That's what I was going to ask,
Yeah.
because it works out really great. If you last year, I think you had it in.
yes, first year was last year.
It was super fantastic. Drive right on up. They're at the driver's window and go straight on through. It was quick. I don't think I waited maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
And, we had a huge line, and we went through a little bit of growth curve at the beginning of the night trying to figure out how to expedite the
Navigate
line and
that,
stuff
yeah.
like that, because they were selling tickets and giving the meals all at the same time, and so it was like kind of a little bit confusing, and so the line took a little longer than it was supposed to, but then by the end of the night we got it figured out and it streamlined it and it was going much faster, so they're selling tickets in line. So if you don't have your tickets, you can get your ticket in line while you're driving up, and you're going to sell raffle tickets in the line as well, and you don't have to be present for the raffle.
Awesome.
But inside is so much fun.
yeah.
Coming in is a
out.
blast. Hang out. We've got all these vendor booths inside to mingle with people. You see a bunch of friends you haven't seen in a long time. I sold some tickets to some snowbirds the other day, and they were like, I was like, we have the drive-thru, and he's like, no, we're not doing the drive-thru. We go with our friends and we see all of our
They
old
make
friends.
an event
and
out
they
of
make
it.
an event out of it, and they're like, oh, it's so much fun to go inside. You got the DJ, the sausage eating contest, all that fun stuff. He goes, you got to go inside. That's fun.
It's one of those annual events
That's right.
that you go to Midnight at the Oasis, you go to the fair,
Yep.
the rodeo, the different events, and you see people,
Yeah.
and that's where you get to enjoy the same kind of food too.
That's right.
That's one of the things that food and smells associate memories.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yep.
Jay Walker wants to know if you're bringing the washu boards to the sausage fry. It's almost a tradition after all. And then he says, Jeff losing to him, to me after all.
I have beat him before.
Before?
Yeah, I beat him before. He's beat me more than I beat him. But I had beat him one time.
Jay, talk us
Yeah.
back.
I know, look at it.
Now we are going to give away tickets right now. We have set up a keyword on the text line.
Yeah,
So-
that's the perks of Facebook Live. They got a little behind the scenes of
Yeah,
us trying
so
to
they're
figure that
probably
out.
ready to go, just waiting to hit that send button. we are giving away a pair of tickets to the first 3 people that text in.
Okay.
So you'll have to wait because, again, we're multitasking and we can only do 8 things at once, not 9. But the first 3 people that text in each win a pair of tickets, and the pair is valued at $20, and the keyword is WALT. So you're going to text WALT, WALT, to 928-343-0993, and you'll get the little bounce back. And I didn't capitalize very much of anything, so I apologize. I was working on the fly.
Yes, we did it on the fly. And again, it's only the first 3 people, so get it. And now we want you to text responsibly, so pull over. But the first 3 people in win.
That's right. All right, now this is the 59th annual event, Jeff. Give us background. I've heard it for years from you, but we may have new listeners. Tell us how it all started.
So in the beginning, in 1958, the Yuma Rotary Club started with an event called the International Rotary, and it was a competition between the Rotarian members as to who had the best meal. And they had it at a guy's house, and so it was just a bunch of Rotary members, a couple guests, and they created their own dishes, or the family recipes and whatever. And my grandfather's recipe won the competition year after year, and finally by the 3rd year, they're like, you know what? This is silly. Why are we doing anything else? Let's just
do this.
Let's just do this. And so that's how the Walt Cammon Sausage Fry started, and it grew from a guy's house where they couldn't have it at the house anymore because there was too many people, then moved out to the fairgrounds and was at the fairgrounds for 25, 30 years, something like that. And then we kind of outgrew the fairgrounds as well, and we moved to the Civic and Convention Center, and that's where we are now. And we've been there for 30 years, and we've kind of added to the event. The 50th annual event was when we started the Walt Cammon Sausage Eating Contest.
And that's going on again.
That's going on again. And there's going to be 2 different versions of that. There's one where we're going to try to get the media involved to compete one and get
against each other.
Get you guys out there. Are you gonna compete?
No.
No.
I will not be competing.
Come on, Jennifer.
We're judging chili today at the college.
Judging chili one day and going right into sausage.
And go to the sausage right after that. What's wrong with that?
Well, we have all of our winners, so stop texting.
I don't know that our tummies would appreciate that after.
So anyway, then we started the drive-through last year, and kind of morphing the whole sausage fry to be some great things. And we've had snowmakers out there before, and we've had all kinds of different games and different things that we've tried over the years. And so this year we've got live DJ again, raffle prizes like we always do, and you don't have to be present for the raffle prizes. So
well, and going back to the contest, you said you had a media contest, but you also have another contest, don't you?
We have another one.
You've been taking entries for that.
That's right. Paid $50, you could win $1,000 if you win.
Wow,
that's a good deal.
It's a good deal. Yeah.
And all they have to do is the fastest person to eat 5 sausages.
Yep. How fast you can eat 5 sausages exactly.
Have you timed yourself?
I've never done it. Believe it or not.
What?
I've never done it.
Oh my goodness.
I like to savor them.
Oh yeah, I agree.
We always make the president of the club enter, and I've never been president, so I kind of got off on that.
Oh, well. Never say never.
Yeah, I think that needs to change.
Yeah.
Well.
So, yeah, no, and all the money that we raise for this event goes to a great cause too. It helps the Yuma Rotary Club do all of the great events that we put on throughout the year. We have sports banquets. We have the Teacher of the Year program to help promote all of our local teachers. We have scholarships. We have Student of the Month programs. A lot of great things that the Yuma Rotary donates money to, and this is one of our great fundraisers for the year.
All right. Well, 2 of our 3 winners so far, we have Steve Moreno and then Jeremy S.
Okay.
Jeremy M. And I'm waiting to get the 3rd one. I'll figure it out here. But again, we do have all of our winners for the Walt Cammon tickets. But you can also get tickets at the event, like Jeff said.
That's right. You can buy them from a Yuma Rotary Club member, or you can buy them at the door. Or if you want to go through the drive-thru and not come in, you can buy them in the drive-thru line as well.
They make it so easy for you.
And $10, you can't go get a meal and a beverage for $10 anywhere in town. So it's like you're donating to a good cause, and you're coming out for a great meal. It's 2 sausages, beans, coleslaw, dinner roll, and a beverage, all for $10.
Sounds good. Great. Again, that's coming up tomorrow at the Yuma Civic and Convention Center, 4:30.
4:30 to 8 o'clock.
4:30 to 8 o'clock. And whether you want to go in, we encourage you to go inside and hang out for a while. But if not, and you just want to do the drive-thru, then it's there and it's available. Again, if you don't have your tickets, it's not too late. You can get them there at the door.
All right. And we have our 3rd winner selected. Just don't have the name yet, so we'll have to wait a minute to announce that. All right. Now you have 5 of those big smokers.
I have 5 of the big ones, yes.
And what's the size of that? Is it just created on a trailer?
Yes, they're 10 foot long and 4 foot wide, and you can raise and lower the grill to
Accommodate
for
for
your
heat.
depending on the heat. And they're really great to cook on. In the old days, when my grandfather started this, they had a thing called a fryer table, and it was basically a 4x4 piece of metal with charcoal on it, and then a row of bricks around the outside. And to control the heat, they had a brick that they would turn sideways or stand on end.
Oh, wow.
So you only had about 3 or 4 inches of
Clearance.
leverage to play
Yeah.
with. And sometimes they'd pull the brick all the way out when the coals got really cold. But the thing was, sometimes sausage, they fire up and there's big fires. And so every grill had whisk brooms and buckets of water so that you could put the fire out constantly.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it was a fire battle the entire time trying to keep.
Do you remember doing that growing
Oh yeah,
up?
barely. I was really young when we were using those because we've been using the big grills for
quite a while.
yeah, 20 years now, I guess probably.
Oh
But
my goodness. Well,
my uncle still has them.
Angelina W. is the last winner.
Well, congratulations to all three of you.
Congrats, they get great meals.
Yes,
That's right. And we'll be squeezing in another giveaway tomorrow morning. So definitely have to stay tuned for that. And I think we also have one on Facebook, one that I posted earlier. I'm trying to keep it all straight. We've got multiple concert tickets and El Toro Bowl tickets and, you know, you're a member of the Caballeros. You guys are busy all over the place.
Yeah, we'll have Cam and sausage at the El Toro Bowl too.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, it's time to head on out and take our Lotus Day Spa and Salon selfie with Jeff out in the courtyard. Maybe we'll do it by the smoker
Let's
if we
go
have
do it
time.
for the trailer.
Oh, good times.
We are going to take a quick break, then we'll be back with Julia Hook talking about her book signing. The show's brought to you by Classic Accounting. Tax season is coming, and Classic Accounting has over 30 years of tax experience. They're locally owned and operated, and they have been since '86. With 2 locations to serve you, call 343-1040.
And Sprague Sports, the Sprague's family is proud to offer Yuma shooters a clean, comfortable, safe place to shoot, train, and educate. The range facility is dedicated to the memory of George W. Sprague, a die-hard shooter, competitor, and gun enthusiast. You can find Sprague's on 32nd Street next to Lowe's.
And Quick Refrigeration. They are also family owned and operated, and they've been heating and cooling the Yuma area since 1955. Visit getcoolquick.com.
And Advocate Pest and Wildlife Services have been serving the Yuma area for over 20 years. They're licensed with the Arizona Game and Fish Department for safe, humane wildlife relocation. You can give them a call today at 928-343-9149 or message them on Facebook.
We'll be back right after this.
Perfect.
Did you go on the balloon ride the other
Yes,
day?
you were laughing at me.
I was laughing at you.
Why was he laughing at you?
Because the
Because they dumped champagne all over the
ceremony.
Oh, the surprise
Yes.
part.
Yeah,
Jeff was privy to that experience.
yeah. I was sitting there watching.
Yeah, so were we. We just didn't
I
tell
could see
him.
them all down, and I was like, "Oh, I can see what's coming." I just gotta waited.
Let's go out to the trailer real quick.
We'll be right back. How are you? Take a selfie.
You didn't get. You looked really great getting all wet the other day.
Yeah, thanks.
I took a picture and tagged you in it.
I saw that.
There we go. That's good.
I'm saving time.
I should have brought my sunglasses.
It's
Smile.
so bright out here.
When somebody's used to wearing sunglasses and have been inside since 5:30 this morning, it is bright. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Later.
See you tomorrow.
All right.
Yes.
We'll try our best to get out there.
All right. But I will not be participating.
Janice is in jail. Look at her.
You have to read the buzzer.
Hey, you have the button on your side.
Good. How are you?
How's it going?
Great. I got sausage deliveries to make right now.
Nice. I'll see you later.
Guys.
Bye. Hi, I'm George.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Hi. It's been forever, but I years ago.
I knew that.
Come on in.
Thank you. Okay. Thanks. I want a video for her.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna put Casey, are you gonna talk? You just here for moral
I
support.
am just here for moral support, and I'm going to videotape it.
Awesome. Right there's perfect.
I'm going to squeeze in around you, Casey, honey.
My first big red microphone.
Yeah, I've been inside since it was still dark outside. So when I went out there, I was like, oh, I can't see anything.
The movie theater.
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
Someone texted salt. Told you. I go, we have to keep it, so it's easily understood.
Whoever that was that texted Salt, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing at the situation. These are the things we go through when we create keywords. We had a keyword for the sausage fry tickets, and we were trying to figure out do we want to Cammon, do we want to do sausage, make it as easy as possible for people texting. And we had decided to do Walt, and somebody texted Salt.
We do it for tacos. Yeah, it's Taco Tuesday.
They don't know
the
it's
keyword's
Walt.
taco.
Yeah.
Right.
I get tacos. I get emojis of tacos.
Yeah,
Well, and then the sponsor for it spells taco, T-A-K-O.
So we have to. Okay, but I figure most people know how to spell T-A-C-O.
Yeah, they do.
I get some
But
random,
you know.
I love tacos. That's what I get too.
Tacos. It
That's
works.
awesome.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
We were too busy. I was listening to the quick jingle. All right, ready?
Yep. Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
We want to thank Jeff Cammon for coming in and for the great tickets for the event tomorrow. A reminder, we have more that we will be giving away tomorrow. It's Cat Shirt Friday, so your prize will include some tickets to the 59th Annual Yuma Rotary Club's Walt Cammon Sausage Fry.
Sounds good.
And we did get a selfie with the smoker out there in the courtyard.
Yes, we did.
Or out in the parking lot,
I was
sorry.
saying, wow, that's a big courtyard to get that trailer in here, Jeffrey.
All right, now next up with us is Juju Hook, and she's got a new book out, and you're going to be having a book signing.
I am. Saturday from 4 to 6, happy hour book signing at the Patio Restaurant and Bar at Desert Hills Golf Course.
All right, now the title of the book, I love it. This is hilarious. Hot Flashes, Carpools, and Dirty Martinis.
Yeah.
Was that just drawn on from real life, or
Absolutely. Absolutely. Snippets of my world as a middle-aged woman.
Well, I was looking into you when we found out that you were going to be a guest, and I was reading some of your posts and things, and then I don't know if it was you that said it or somebody else that was just commenting on things around it, but it traumatized me.
it did? Oh, she still
I
messed
have
up.
been stuck on it for over a week now, but because I'm turning 35 in February. And that's considered middle-aged, and that's something I read, and I've been freaking out about it.
This is funny. This is the whole point of my book, right?
Yeah.
The fact that you're traumatized by me being middle-aged
And see, well,
is all part and parcel of what the world feeds us, right? So by
Yeah.
the time we become middle-aged, we're so distressed that we are middle-aged for no reason.
and exactly, I don't feel middle-aged, nor have I ever considered myself being that.
I
But
told her she's only middle-aged if she dies at 70. Well, that she did not take a lot of comfort
Well, the
in that.
idea of it, it's so funny. This is why I wanted to rebrand middle age, right?
Yeah.
You close your eyes and think about Tiffany's or Nike or, any big brand, and you have all these things that go through your head, and you close your eyes and think middle-aged woman, and it's like, wait a minute, that's not such a great brand, right?
No.
And after branding companies for 25 years, I thought we need to rebrand middle age for women because it's the best time of your life.
Yeah.
If you do it right, and the whole world would have you believe that you're falling apart and you're irrelevant, and that just all kinds of stuff.
it's a negative
true.
stigma with that
It
middle-aged
is.
word.
It is.
Oh, I like Mark Cantwell's response was fabulous.
Mark, we are still Toys R Us kids.
Yes, we are.
No, it's funny because when I was a teenager, remember the show 30-something was on?
Yep.
And I remember thinking, oh, those people are so
They're
old.
so old.
Now, because we were talking about this last week, and I'm like, I vaguely remember my 30s. And they weren't that long ago. But it's one of those things, being in... Age is really subjective anyway.
It really
because
is.
you always hear, okay, 30 is the new 20. I'm like, well, 50 is the new 32 then.
Yeah,
but,
it's 30-year-olds who say 30 is the new 20. It's not the 20-year-olds.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's the premise of your book. You're trying to change that face, right?
I'm
there.
trying to rebrand middle-aged for women. I'm not trying. I'm doing it. I'm going to
Yes.
take 1 million middle-aged women to the top of a mountain, plant our flag, because the truth is that most of this bunk was sold to us by the anti-aging industry. That
Very true.
The whole idea that we have a whole bunch of problems, which we don't really have, and then we could buy things to fix those problems, which we didn't really need to fix in the first place before somebody told us we had them. So I think, being 50 is the most empowering time of my life. I have never felt more potential than I feel right now. And I think women need to give themselves permission to step into that and have a sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
You know, we can't take ourselves too seriously. So I try to laugh about it through the book, and I tell a lot of stories of women who, my premise is that we believe 6 lies.
Okay.
And those lies are told to us, and we repeat them. We proliferate those lies. And so the book is really a journey through those lies and the lives of 6 women who I know personally who believed those lies and then overcame them. And it's pretty raucous and a little bit irreverent and, sometimes a little bit raunchy.
We're going to like it.
But yes, you're going to like it.
On the cover it says, the quintessential guide for turning midlife into prime time.
Yeah, this is prime time. This is our 8 to 11 time slot, right?
Yeah.
Everything's coming to this. This should be the best show, not reruns of Laverne and Shirley. This is when we need to turn it on.
Well, I hear people say, you know what? I have all the good ideas now, and I have the experience that brought me to this point, but I just don't have the energy. It's like, why can't we come to this defining time when we're 27?
Yeah, I think
it's the
so.
journey.
But what's really interesting about being 50 right now is that we're kind of gifted the idea and the means for great health, right? Which wasn't really the case for women in generation or 2 generations before us,
right?
And so staying in touch with the hormonal shifts and all the stuff that happens and the kind of the changes that you do need to make in physicality to keep that energy up is part of it, and nobody really wants to talk about that. And so that's another thing that I bring up in the book is that this idea that I'm gonna hit a certain age and I'm going to be depleted in some way doesn't have to be true.
Well, no, and like you said, it's fed to us. You go to all these different retailers and the anti-aging creams, and the women that use these are beautiful and they look like they're around my age, and it's like, okay, should I start using these things? Like you said, it's just fed to us.
Absolutely.
And it's not necessarily the case. So
well, it's so funny. I was listening to somebody talk about Christy Brinkley, who's in her 60s now, right?
Yeah.
And this idea that, I wish I could look like Christy Brinkley. Well, I didn't look like Christy Brinkley when I was in my 20s.
Exactly.
Why in the world would I look like her in my 60s?
Unrealistic
So it's unrealistic and it's not necessary because nobody ever says, man, I can't wait to be 50, right? But it's a blast. I'm having more fun now in my life and feel more confident and more free than I ever have. And I think women kind of miss out on that. And if somebody could sort of prime it for you and brand it for you so that you were going into it loving it, it would just shift things. And so that's what I want to do.
Well, I'm going to try and push that negative stigma out of. I said, for this whole week, it's funny because I was even talking about it with my mother-in-law. I was like, "Did you know that this?" And of course, it was one article that I read that said that, and it did. It really stuck with me. And I love my birthdays. I have no problem turning another year older. I embrace it. I don't mind at all. But I read that, and it stabbed me in the heart, really. It really did.
Kind of an exercise to do is to write down, what does middle age mean to me, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Does it mean old? Does it mean tired? Does it mean over the hill? Does it mean not sexy? Does it mean, because whatever it means to you is the story in your head.
Right? True.
And how do you flip the story? And where did you get it? Because none of those things are true. And so yeah, that's you can be a champion.
Well, I love it. I love the idea, and I can't wait to read it.
Our guest today is Juju Hook. She is having a book signing on Saturday. The book is Hot Flashes, Carpools, and Dirty Martinis. Now, was the book a journey? How long did it take for this whole thing to come to fruition, Juju?
Well, I mean, it took me my whole life to write the book, really, right? So I've always
had to learn all these experiences.
I have always wanted to write a book since I was a little girl, and I became a copywriter eventually. But I was one of those people who sort of worked in a shadow job my whole life. I owned an ad agency and a branding agency for many years. And at about 47, I had my epiphany, which I talk about in the book, and just realized, I'm never giving myself a chance. I wanted to do this my whole life, and I've set it aside, and now's my time, right? My body was shifting, my life was shifting. I was way too involved in my teenage son's life, who was, kind of pushing back. And even his school principal called me out, like, we don't really need your input, but thanks. And so it was time for me to wake up. So I started to talk to other women who were my age and realized that the feelings that I was having were consistent across every single one of these women. And I just embarked on this research project. So it was about 3 years from start to finish. And the book was just released in late October, just went up on Amazon, and it's available in Barnes & Noble. You can get it at the Dreams gift shop in downtown Yuma. And then, of course, at the signing. I'll have them at the signing as well.
All right, and the signing, again, is taking place where on Saturday?
Saturday, 4 to 6 at the Patio Restaurant and Bar at the Desert Hills Golf Club.
And it's a happy hour signing.
Happy hour signing. I don't do anything without martinis.
Sounds good.
Well, Jay Walker says, my wife, when she was my girlfriend 35 years ago, was hot and cute. Now, after 35 years of marriage, she's hot, beautiful.
Absolutely. She's way hotter than she was 35 years ago.
I think he's trying to get points right there.
I think he is.
Well, he got him. He got 10 for me.
All right, our guest today, Juju Hook. Get out there and grab that book. You know what? It might be the perfect stocking stuffer for that special lady in your life, too.
I think so.
All right. This is one that I don't, we were talking yesterday about sometimes people take offense if you buy a specific skincare treatment or something.
Yeah,
this is just a generalized gift certificate for services. That way they think, oh, you telling me I need that? But this way you get a little humor and some great insight into information.
Right.
All right. Good. Thank you so much. We have to go take our Lotus Day Spa and Salon selfie with Juju out in the courtyard. We will be back with Charlie McMurdy from Rural Metro talking about fire safety. After this, now, a quick reminder that Funny Face is called, and they are doing face painting at the Walt Kemen fundraiser for children tomorrow. So take the kids out for face painting. We'll be back on Today in Yuma on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and Facebook Live after this. Painting. Wait a minute. Which one am I waving to?
Ladies?
Both of them?
Yeah.
Right? They make it easy.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in. I can't wait
Bring
to
your book
read
out,
it.
too.
Okay, I'll
bring
bring
take
it.
our selfie with
With our book.
Quick selfies.
She looks different.
We understand the marketing.
She looks the same.
Is it Charlie?
It's Charlie. Does she
Is
look
her hair
different
red?
to you? Yeah, her hair's always been red.
Oh, I thought it was blonde.
Oh, no, she's a redhead. Sometimes it's a little more strawberry blonde.
Okay. It just looks really dark today.
It's the studio.
Okay.
See her.
She's sitting in
And
the
the overcast.
And the overcast. Come on over here.
Squeeze on in here. Right, here we go.
Smile. Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, ladies. You
Thank
rock.
you.
Can I take a picture of you with your book?
Yes, you can.
That was fun.
Oh, let me get you three.
Right? Too many phones. Wait, we all have one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Janice, would you like to take one also? No.
Do you need me to take one?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. See you
Who's
later.
driving to college? I want to read.
I'll drive. I'd rather drive.
Okay.
Bye.
Good luck. You're welcome. We'll see you later.
Right?
Bye, ladies. Casey, what was the...
I know.
All right, Charlie, right over there in that middle seat.
Okay. Looks like Rudolph's nose.
We could put little antlers.
I pulled
I
into
have
the,
a whole bunch. Remember?
I pulled into the parking lot and
Remember you're on
dispatched the other
Facebook
day.
Live.
And hi.
She's like, wait, what am I going to say now?
I pulled into dispatch the other day, and the vehicle I parked next to had antlers.
Oh.
It had reindeer antlers. Yes. So
I have plenty of pipe cleaners. I had bought the big bag, but Eli has been doing so many projects. Like every season, like we did. What was the first one? We did pumpkins. We did a turkey. Now he's got to do a Christmas tree. They put out their little bulletin board outside the room. So I'm like, I might as well. He's like, well, what are we going to decorate with? I'm like, baby, I got you. I got it all. I got it all.
I was going to make more snowmen last night, and instead I ended up putting all my trees up.
Oh.
They're not all decorated. I decorated the cat tree and the main tree, but I haven't done the memorial tree
My
yet.
mother-in-law asked me yesterday, when are you going to put your tree up? I go, I'm going to wait another week or two because I like real trees. And if I put it up now, it's going to die. And I'm like, just wait.
Well, we started putting up Christmas decorations in the dispatch center, and it's kind of a split room. Like half the dispatchers are saying, yeah, we're getting in the spirit, and the other half of the room is going, but it's not December.
it will be tomorrow.
Right? Yeah.
See, close enough.
Yeah, I'm like, we're just testing the lights to make sure they work and to see if they look good on the wall right
Yeah,
now.
that's it. That's the reason.
Yeah.
All right, we ready?
Yep. Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
We are here on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and on Facebook Live. Now, a reminder, get those entries in for those Stevie Nicks Illusion Tribute to Fleetwood Mac tickets at Coca-Cola Casino tomorrow. The deadline to enter is today at 2. We're just making everything 2 o'clock. Make it easier. Give you ample time to get those entries in. And 2 tickets valued at $40 for the pair. Good luck. Text WIN, W-I-N, to 928-343-0993. Now, next up with this from Rural Metro is Charlie McMurdy.
Good morning.
Good morning. You got to get that microphone right up to you. There you go.
It does look like Rudolph's nose.
It does.
All our
I feel
microphones
like
are
I'm
red.
on the verge of kissing Rudolph on the nose.
That's not a bad thing.
No, I like Rudolph. It's cute.
Well, because we are in the holiday spirit, we are here, obviously. You know,
Yes.
we wanted to kind of beat the rush a little bit. As soon as we did our last show before Thanksgiving, I took everything down to give us a clean slate. So then we could put the Christmas stuff
Christmas up.
I was reading some of the little signs in the lobby. They're pretty cool. Yeah.
up. We like a little humor associated with our season here.
Yes, we
Now,
do.
we have you here because there are several things that come into play this time of year. We were talking the other day about space heaters
Yes.
and Christmas trees, so we thought we'll bring someone in from Rural Metro Fire that can talk to us about those.
Well, what we're starting to see a lot of as we're going into people's homes are space heaters. They're reasonably inexpensive, and it's a cheap way to heat the home. Unfortunately, those come with some really scary hazards, and so we just want to make sure that everybody's being safe with those space heaters while they're trying to keep their family warm.
So, space heaters have come a long way.
Yes,
I have to say, they have a lot of safe, foolproof things on there. You know, some of them turn off on their own. But they still come with their own hazards.
They do. So they come with this neat little book when you buy it. It's called an instruction manual. I know that, us as ladies, we understand what instruction manuals are, and, we'll leave it at that. I know. Just have them call me. Just give them my number. I'll field those calls. I'm good at it. So, or I just won't answer the phone. Either way, I'm so good at that too. No, with space heaters, there's a lot of positives. It keeps a small room warm. It keeps a large room warmer. It knocks the cold brisk off. It also dries out the air in the rooms. So if you have allergies or sinus issues, it's going to make those a little worse. But, so you have to weigh the odds versus the goods, or the bad versus the good. But some things we definitely want you to remember is the placement of the space heater and where you're plugging that in is most important. They have a rating on them, a power rating, and they really should be plugged directly into a plug-in in the wall. And that should be the only thing plugged into that plug-in. You should not be plugging in anything else.
They do draw a lot of power.
They draw a lot of power, which is why we encourage you 150% not to plug them into a power strip. Power strips are not rated for the amount of power that space heater is going to draw. So we don't want you to plug them into power strips. Don't confuse a power strip for a surge protector for other things, but for a space heater, we definitely want it plugged directly into the wall. And it's the only thing that gets plugged into that plug-in.
And do you recommend it be a GFI?
You should always look at the GFI ratings. Go online, do your research, find out what the safest product is. They usually give like the top 10. So if the top 5 don't look the way you want them to look, or maybe they're just a little pricey, remember there's 5 more to look at. So look at your top 10, look at where you're going to place it in the home, and decide which one is best for you.
And remember, too, when it comes to keeping your family warm, but also safe, yes, cost is a factor, but can you put a price on that? And so if it comes down to $10 or $20 difference, you really need to figure out where you're going to put that priority to.
Yes, is it worth losing a family member, your home? How about just little memories like the pictures on the wall? It could be something so easy as just taking up a wall, or it could take your whole house or a family member with it. So really be safe.
Someone says, what if you plug it into an extension cord and the extension cord goes into the wall? It's still not the same. It needs to be direct.
Not the same. It needs to be direct into the plug-in, into the wall.
Because those little, we spoke about it yesterday or the day before, those little extension cords at the ends where you plug it in get so warm at times, depending, especially with those little heaters, because they are drawing so much power, and that in itself is a hazard. You may have a piece of clothing, over that by accident, or just there, and that's where the fires start.
I know there have been instances where people might kick the covers off, and the heater was just 3 feet away from the bed,
Right.
or you end up with a rope or something on there, and that ignites.
And they do recommend a 3-foot barrier between the space heater and anything else. They recommend you put it in the center of the room. Do not put it in a doorway where it becomes a tripping hazard. Even though they are making them now where if they get knocked over, they shut themselves down. Not every model does that.
And not the older ones don't. So people that might think that they have that capability, that will not be the case.
That's true. We saw it when we were kids, they were bulky and they were metal. And sometimes they had fuel tanks on them. Like they had propane or gas. That is a space heater you do not want in your house, by the way. If it's got any type of propane or gas attached to it, that's an outside space heater. That is not an indoor space heater.
Okay, well, I've been speaking frequently doing my weather. Don't use your oven or stove as a means to heat the house.
No.
And I know people have brought in some of the outdoor cooking gear inside, and I know there was one tragic situation here years ago. Was it carbon monoxide poisoning or something to that effect? So,
And you brought up a good point. When you use that space heater, it does dry the air out. It does all of that. And the same with your central heater that you use for your house. It dries everything out. So if you have a live Christmas tree in there, you're drying that out even quicker.
Yes, you are. And once again, even with a live Christmas tree, we've got all those Christmas lights and gorgeous decorations on them, and we've got memories on those trees. Let's face it. We've got our grandmother's, ornaments on these trees now. So we have a lot of memory. There's a lot to take into consideration when you even go to plug that tree in. Once again, if you're going to plug that tree into an outlet or into a power strip, it really should be a surge protector, so that if something goes wrong, then that power strip or that surge protector will kick the power off of it and kill all power. I know that they make, they're kind of like an extension cord that's got the button where you can just push it with your foot and turn it on and off. Those are really neat, and they're GFI rated. So you can use something like that, but make sure that nothing is touching that cord, that the cord's in good shape. If you've used it the year previous, if you didn't buy it brand new, check that cord. Make sure that it is completely intact. No wires showing, no kinks in it, no scorch marks near the plug-in where you might have plugged it into something last year and it sparked. You want to make sure there's nothing wrong with that before you plug it in, especially for a live tree. Because, live trees, they go up fast.
And checking the water on your live trees.
Yes. I don't get to get a live tree. I'm one of those people who, I'm not home enough, so we don't put a live tree in the house.
That's a good point. If you're not home enough to take care of it or to monitor it and to make sure everything is safe, it's probably not a good idea to get it.
Right. You should have, everybody in the family should be checking the water levels in the tree.
Every single day.
Yes.
Every single day.
And from what I can remember when we did get a live tree, when you go to buy that tree, the people who are selling those trees, they have instructions that go with them, how often you should check the water, whether or not you should put anything in with the water. Some people say soda water, some people say aspirin, whatever your choice is to try and keep that tree alive. Just make sure you're maintaining it. That's the most important thing.
All right. These are just a few of the many safety tips out there if you are using space heaters this winter season or have a live Christmas tree in your home. But same thing even goes for the artificial trees in response to the lights. Always check your strands of lights. Don't overload your plugs. And, I've seen some people, I may have been guilty myself in the past, but I'm better about it now.
She's learned.
But those exposed wires can kick you off a ladder. Just saying, I may have known when I lived in the foothills, I had an instance. I also don't use staple guns anymore for the lights because you don't want to
go through the wire.
Cut the wires
through the wire.
There you go. So hey, I ratted myself out, but we learn these things from experience.
Exactly.
All right, our guest with us today, Charlie McMurdy. We will share some tips on our website at monstermediayuma.com about some precautions you can take keep your family safer during pretty much any time of year, but the Christmas trees apply to a much shorter time frame of the year.
Exactly.
All right, thanks for coming in, Charlie.
Is it possible that I can say a quick shout out to our blanket drive tomorrow?
Very quick.
Crossroads Mission Blanket Drive at the Yuma Palms in the cul-de-sac area or the roundabout. We'll be there from noon to 7 tomorrow.
Noon to 7 tomorrow. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. This is Today in Yuma on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com. We are headed off to Arizona Western College for the Alumni Chili Cook-Off. So watch Facebook Live for some exciting live action from the college. And we will see you tomorrow. It's Cat Shirt Friday. Make sure to get those entries in. We've got a pretty cool prize for tomorrow. KCYK Yuma and KLJZ Yuma.
I will leave that with you then.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Are those the tips?
Yeah, those are some of the tips, some of the do's and don'ts.
All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
We'll talk about the blanket drive again tomorrow too.
Awesome. Yeah.
Have a
Barbara
great
just wanted me to
Thursday.
hit on it a little bit and.